31 anyway. Not So Ballers podcast, episode 31. It was our 30th birthday last week.
Episode, yeah.
We didn't celebrate it. Didn't do anything for it.
We're celebrating next week instead.
When I was uploading it onto YouTube, I was like, oh my God, it's our 30th pod. Well, there we go anyway. So we're 30 or 31 today, aren't we? So well done, guys, anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Have we all had a nice weekend? Good weekend?
We have.
Yeah.
It was all right.
Apart from the Toffees losing and Liverpool winning. Heavy, like. Heavy.
To be fair, I've sang the blues enough this Christmas period so far, so it's nice to have a weekend off from singing
it. Well, we'll jump into the United game. So it hasn't kicked off yet at the time of recording. It's still in the build-up. What are we expecting from United tonight against Bournemouth?
Go ahead, boys. I've said enough about
I thought you were
United.
going to answer then and it stopped.
Just mute your mic, lad.
I'm expecting 3 points and a decent performance because Bournemouth lately have been really off the boil, and United at home should be able to kind of use that to their advantage and put Bournemouth to the sword.
Yeah. Well, just a few little insights for you before we move on to it. So Bournemouth are winless in 6. It's the worst run under Iraola so far. And Manchester United haven't kept a clean sheet in 8 games. So are we expecting some goals? I'm going to put my neck on the line and say 3-1 United. That's my gut feeling. Yeah, I just can't see Bournemouth getting anything off them tonight.
I think Bubbles
I fancy a clean sheet for United myself.
It'll be long overdue.
Lost that bit of edge they had in front of goal at the sort of start of the season. They seem to be stuttering a bit. And United going back to a back 4, which, that's what they played when they went on that decent little run of, was it 6 or 7 unbeaten, something like that?
Yeah, it does look like they've, well, according to FOTMob at the minute, they've gone with the back 3, according to it anyway. Lenny Yoro, Aiden Heaven as well. Is that a debut for him? Oh, is he starting again?
Yeah, I think he made his debut in the last game.
And Luke Shaw. I'll have to, yeah. I need to watch more United. I'm sorry. Sorry, United fans, but he's a little bit irrelevant nowadays. But a win for United would take them joint 4th. To be on the same points as Chelsea. So massive incentive tonight for United to get over that line, 100%. And heave more misery on Bournemouth, who's sitting 15th.
Ooh.
But a win for them would take them 10th, 1 point behind Everton. So it's all to play for still.
Every weekend, isn't it?
15th, like if Bournemouth win, they can go 15th to 10th. Like that's how crazy the league is to turn around, you know what I mean? And of course with United as well, can take them from 8th to joint 4th. So it's still all to play for.
No, it is.
Well, should we move on anyway to the results in the Prem? Should we see what we've got? So of course Chelsea beat Everton 2-0. Not great. But personally I thought Everton were alright. But we'll come to it in a little bit. Liverpool 2, Brighton 0. About time, Jay. About time.
Get in the Reds.
Burnley 2, Fulham 3. Fulham's first win at Turf Moor since 1951. It's unbelievable. My mum and dad weren't even born. What? Arsenal 2, Wolves 1. We'll talk about Arsenal in a minute, but 2 own goals for Arsenal. Very, very fortunate to get over the line. But 3 points is 3 points. Palace 0, City 3. Palace very wasteful from what I've seen, but City ruthless. And as one of the lads in work was saying today, if City are playing Wolves there yesterday or on Saturday night, that would have been about 5-0 City. That would have just been a convincing one. Forest 3, Spurs 0. Trouble for Thomas Frank. Sunderland 1, Newcastle 0, which is a great result. West Ham 2, Villa 3, and Brentford 1, Leeds 1. So Jay, we'll start with you first because Liverpool have won. You've got Van Dijk in the background.
Big Veg.
What were your thoughts? What was your feelings after the game?
thought Etitike took the sting out of the game straight away with that goal. It calmed everyone down. And I thought we played really well. It was quite nice to see, actually. I don't know whether it was we played well or Brighton played so poor. Do you get what I mean? But it was a good, solid performance from us. It didn't feel threatened at once at any point. It was nice that Milner got on as well and got a standing ovation from both sets of fans. Just lovely day at the office, really. That's
just job done. Clean sheet.
Job done, clean sheet. Job done, 3 points onto the next one. That's the way we need to look at this now. Like, get away from this, like, you know what I mean? All this, like, negativity, and let's just move on. Let's go.
Well, you find yourself 2 points off top four after a pretty...
it was
a blip. It was a big blip, wasn't it, to be honest?
Yeah, a dismal blip,
Yeah. And your next game is... Who is your next game? Sorry, just off the top of my head now. I'll search. I should know this.
Yeah, I think I should know this. Our next game
Tottenham. Tottenham away next Saturday.
I think we beat Tottenham. I think Thomas Frank's just not the answer, is he, for Tottenham at the minute? Obviously, we'll get onto that shortly, but I feel like we will beat Tottenham. They never do that well against us, to be fair, in recent years.
Yeah.
So...
and just before we do move on, sorry, a quick one on Mo Salah. So 277 goal involvements now in 302 games, the most of any player at a single club in the Premier League. What do you reckon on that one? Then he bounced back, didn't he?
He is ridiculous, isn't he? Like, his stats speak for themselves. Like, look at what he's done. Do you know what I mean? And obviously this season he's not doing as well, but even last season he was, absolutely bagging in goals and assists.
He also, he created the most chances in the match as well. So it was some turn of events, like considering the whole Leeds fallout. I didn't think he'd play for Liverpool again, to be honest, and then to bounce back with that performance.
I felt like the media just blew it out of proportion because obviously it all got sorted pretty quick. Do you know what I mean? Like in house, and I kind of knew it weren't like Salah's last game. You know what I mean? You just had a feeling that weren't his legacy done at Liverpool. Like, no way. But I think it's fair play to Salah and Liverpool.
It only got swept under the rug because of the injury.
Yeah, you said this to me today, didn't you?
He comes on because Joe Gomez gets injured. We see after that Slot doesn't make a sub till the 70th minute, so he clearly had no plans to change the game. Joe Gomez, from what I heard, obviously I was listening to it on the radio with a couple of Reds and where Joe Gomez in that first 15-20 minutes was all over the place, causing Brighton a lot of problems going forward. Obviously, I think he got the assist for the opener, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
So I think that a bit of fortune played into obviously the fact that a knock comes about, Salah gets on, and then he gets an assist. Obviously, it's all irrelevant now, but I'm intrigued to see what would have happened had that injury not come about and had he sat on the bench for 70 minutes again. Because I don't think it would all be as rosy as it is.
It's probably game situation, isn't it, as well? Maybe if it's 0-0 at half time, even though it wouldn't have been because he scored after like 10 seconds. But like a 0-0, maybe 1-0. If it was that at half time, it might have been a bit different. But I know I can understand where you're coming from. It would have been interesting to see if there was no injuries. I reckon he would have got some minutes, but you know what Salah's like. He probably would have cried in the media anyway.
That's it. I think he would have come on with this deal or something like that, but then I don't think that would satisfy him. He clearly isn't happy with just being used as a bit part player, even though his minutes need to be this season be
big part,
picked and chosen at the right times. Because I mean, let's not sugarcoat it. Mo Salah before Saturday had been and looked awful. He still looks like he can't shoot this season for whatever reason. Like his finish is just like deserted him. He can't put the ball in the net.
Yeah.
Well, moving on anyway, we'll talk about the Toffees then, Steve. 2-0 defeat down in London. Everton still waiting for that first win at Stamford Bridge since 1994. Again, none of the four of us were actually born, which is unfortunate. What did you reckon on the game?
It was a weird one, innit? Because I do think we done enough to get a point at least out of it. especially the final 10 minutes when we hit the post with Ndai. So tough one to sort of not take, but at the same time it is. It just felt like two sloppy moments in the game cost us. Conceding, I think it was the 45th minute also, just before half time. The worst time to also concede. I think Palmer's goal also. Barry's too busy trying to get Alcaraz to pick up the man and doesn't realise how far Alcaraz is from Gusto, who then gets the ball into Palmer. So, it's just sloppy moments, but we were definitely in it.
Yeah, I was going to say, it was promising, wasn't it? So I'm just looking at a few key stats here. And obviously, Chelsea's XG was 2, Everton's was 1. So, obviously, if XG is anything to go by, it should have been 2-1. Potentially 2-2 with that Alcaraz chance at the end as well. But it was great defending. I can't remember who by it. Might have been Reece James, I want to say. Great defending. Alcaraz, Njai off the post as well. Just one of those days for Everton, but it weren't like we were not in the game, as you're saying. But the big talking point for Everton is Dewsbury Hall's injury. Now let's hope that isn't too long term, because that could really derail us, especially with Ilman going to the AFCON. But yeah, Everton shot on target 2, big chances, 3, and of course 3 big chances missed for Everton. So promising,
it's
in it. It's
important
progression.
to highlight as well that the XG may have been 1, but obviously that chance in the first half where Sanchez gets that touch and it takes it off Barry's toe, obviously that adds nothing to the XG because there was no shot. That if he doesn't get that touch, it's a goal. It's literally going right onto Barry's foot, and fair play. It's a great touch from the keeper. He's done what he's done his job. But fine margins again in another big game where you're just hoping that we can go and do something or get something, and great touch there, a shot that hits the post and comes back out, a good piece of defending at the end, and you're left scratching your head a bit again. Kind of similar to the Tottenham game at home, where we've been done and it looks comfortable, but it was far from
it. The scoreline's been flattering some opponents, hasn't it? I think the only game where I've felt like we were actually just outplayed was probably Newcastle, I would say. Completely we deserved to get destroyed against Newcastle, in my opinion. Although we weren't terrible, but they just caught us cold so much. But I thought, to be honest, Malo Gusto was absolutely brilliant for Chelsea on Saturday. He was everywhere. Just felt like he was popping up everywhere.
I really like Gusto. He's a solid player.
Yeah.
Having him and James, though, who can both go into that defensive midfield role, it just opens it up so much for them, because it looked like Neto likes to hug the touchline, so they like to go inside, so it just creates overloads so many times. I mean, Michalenko, not the greatest anyway, so when you're creating those overloads of Neto, Palmer, and then you still got the defensive core of James and Gusto, it's going to create chances, and especially against a backline that's got Michalenko, I think you can get in quite easy down that side.
Unfortunately, I'd agree. Yeah, and that's where both the goals basically came from, wasn't it? Pretty much down that little corridor between, is it Tarkovsky and Michalenko, is it? Or is it Keane?
It's Keane, in it, on the left.
Keane and Michalenko. Just a quick one as well. Charlie Alcaraz created the most chances in the game off the bench. He came on, didn't he? Does he have to start now?
Yeah.
I think he should have started.
Yeah.
I think changing that side was... I understand why, but at the same time, it's not like Idrissa Gana Gueye, our best player, our most creative player. He has to be in the team. I think Alcaraz has been doing more than enough to keep himself in the team, and with now Idrissa going to AFCON, it's do we really need to drop someone? Or let's keep the free midfield, let the chemistry between each other build.
Yeah.
So it was a bit
I think
of a mad one,
about it was the fact of the reason that Idrissa Gueye weren't in the team was obviously because of what happened at United. And then the minute he's available for selection, it's like, right, Alcaraz off your pot. He's coming straight back in. And the fact that we demolished Forest. Forest didn't have a sniff last weekend from start to finish. It was probably one of the best performances of the season for us.
I'd say our best.
You don't change it. Don't get me wrong, if we'd scraped a 1-0 and it was like that, just a fluky own goal from the Dewsbury Hall cross, then you could go, you know what, it was a winning team, but it weren't a great performance. When you put a performance like that in, you get a comfortable 3-0 win. You don't change a team. And Moyes, with the experience he's got in management, should know that better than anyone.
Feels like a bit of an Everton thing, though, doesn't it? To change back to sort of the tried and trusted. We've done it a few times, haven't we?
One step forward, 2 steps back, and it's always kind of felt like that under Moyes. Like you, and not a step back in the sense that we lost. A step back in the sense of kind of we disrupt ourselves. Moyes makes unnecessary changes, and that's where the step back comes from. Similar to the Wolves situation earlier in the season, like riding high, absolutely flying. Don't play for 8 days, I think it was, or something daft like that, 9 days, and go and make all them changes and just completely halt any momentum we had.
Couldn't have put it better myself, to be honest. I think I've gone on record on here a few times and saying that it is time for Everton to maybe move on from the Gana Gueye experiment. Well, not even an experiment, like he's been a brilliant player for us, but he's getting on, and it's time for us to trust in other players to do his role. Do you know what I mean? Because he isn't going to be around forever. I'll be surprised if he lasted longer than this season at Everton as a proper starter.
He needs to be a squad player, similar to the Salah thing we just spoke about. His minutes need to be sort of picked and chosen wisely. He needs to be phased out, because we can't have him starting every game, playing nearly every minute, and then the end of the season comes and he's like, I think I'm done at this level. Like, I just don't think I've got it anymore. And then we turn around and go, what do we do?
Leaves a hole.
Yeah.
No, definitely.
We said that about Decore, didn't we? Like, Decore was one of our best players for years. Scoring influential goals for us, but you look at Dewsbury Hall in midfield now, it's 10 times better. Not on Decore,
so much better.
It's just like a proper breath of fresh air having him in midfield. And I think every single Everton fan was crying out for that to happen 2 years before it actually did. It does seem like we are too loyal to players, which again, obviously, like, you want some loyalty towards the players for them to do it in return. But at the same time, once you start hitting like a certain, age or level, then sure you should be looking at replacements, especially when we've gone out and signed Alcaraz, Irabunim, young, potentially promising centre mids. Sure, you want to start to embed them down and go, right, like Irabunim, you've had a bad game there. We'll see what you like the next game. Okay, you're still playing poor. We'll put Idrissa back in. We'll steady the ship, and then we'll try someone else now. Like that sort of thing. It just seems like we just want to go back to what, as you said, what we know, what we think will work all the time, instead of changing it up a little bit.
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree completely. What about if we got relegation to Corey and Dewsbury all in the middle? Oh, cooking there, aren't we, to be fair? Right, moving on from the Toffees anyway. So Everton's next game is Arsenal at 8 p.m. Saturday evening at the Hill Dickinson. So I'll be stunned if we got anything else of that. I'll be shocked, mainly just because of the squad. Our squad is like Jack Grealish. There's injury concerns. There's obviously Dewsbury Hall. Gana Gueye's gone. Illiman and Jai's gone. So it'll be very interesting to see what squad, what team he puts out. But yeah, I'm expecting to see McNeil and Dibbling probably from the start.
It screams Russian mail and roll back, and I'm getting injured again.
Well, I was going to say, if we're struggling that much in like the midfield, do you not just go for like a simple 4-4-2 against them with Beto and Barry up top, and then you got McNeil if Grealish is out, and Dibbling, and then the two in midfield of James Garner and Idrissa. there's flags in the midfield, and Beto and Barry are going to cause problems on a counter attack. It's going to be long ball. We're not going to have much of the ball.
But is Idrissa
Anyway,
at AFCON though?
Oh,
Is he gone?
Yeah, I
A
think he's
back
gone.
five
He's gone.
wouldn't shock me this weekend.
But be at Bournemouth, Alcaraz, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
A back five really wouldn't shock me this weekend. Move O'Brien in. McNeil ending up at right wing back. I'm not saying I want that. I'm just saying that I'm preparing myself for it now, 6 days in advance.
Get your booze ready, get the pipes going.
Booze ready.
And to be honest, with the obviously the injuries and the players at AFCON that you've just mentioned, I kind of couldn't blame them for thinking that might be the way to go. But I suppose we're just sitting and waiting on seeing the extent of Grealish and Dewsbury Hall and whether they were just small precautions with one, and maybe Dewsbury Hall has felt something, but it's not actually being as bad. It's settled down quite quickly, but I don't think anyone really knows yet, do they? So,
well, I wouldn't rush it like myself. Like, if there's any doubt, I wouldn't. Even Grealish, if it was precautionary, I wouldn't risk, because we've got Burnley next, and then
Burnley,
Forest,
Brentford, Wolves. It's a really good run after Christmas for us, where if we're serious about looking up rather than dropping back down and settling for 11th, 12th, then you can't ask for a better run to kickstart the new year.
Yeah.
No, I agree. We're talking about Arsenal anyway. Arsenal 2, Wolves 1. Relying on own goals. Arsenal. Arsenal no shot on target in the first half for the first time this season against Wolves. Rock bottom Wolves. What is going on? Like, it doesn't feel. Arsenal just don't feel convincing at the minute, do they?
No, they don't.
I said the night on the last pod that they needed to have a convincing win.
Yeah, I agree. I still agree now. To be honest, it needed to be like 4-0.
Yeah, hopefully they don't turn up against us. Like, hopefully it's the same sort of diabolical Arsenal. But I mean, the important thing is they're getting 3 points at the end of the day, isn't it? That's it. That
is the bottom line. Yeah. The bottom line.
But I know as a team that's supposedly, read off favourites for the league, and to be honest, with the way that City have been wobbly and Liverpool had a massive tail off, we're saying they still need to get another couple of wins before you look and go, that's behind them. They've lost the 2 centre backs, but they supposedly got this great squad depth, and they look like the minute them 2 were out injured, the whole balance of the team seems to have just disappeared. I think the other week, I think it might have been the Villa game, Gyökeres was back and on the bench, and he started Marino up top.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's stuff like that baffles me with Arteta, because he should have all this know-how. You don't play Aston Villa, and if your striker's fit enough to be on the bench, play a centre mid up front. I don't care how good Mikel Merino is. If you've got a striker that's fit enough to be in the matchday squad, you play him. Had they beat Villa, everyone's then looking at it going, statement win. Even if they scrape over the line against Villa, it's a massive 3 points against the team that, of 9 wins on the spin in all competitions. Absolutely flying. And instead, Arteta seems to just think, let's be hard to beat. Let's not. It's small mentality, which is the reason why you see it every time they have a big away game. They go into themselves rather than coming out. And you can't play that way. It's great if it works for you, but I can't remember the last time that it worked for Arsenal. And so you're sitting there thinking, why are you not trying something new? Why are you not trying to attack these games with a bit more intent and see if that works? And then if it doesn't, you can turn around and go, well, look, that way didn't work either. So, I'm stuck between what way I go. But he doesn't make the effort to try and go out and go, you know what, let's go at these. Let's put them on the back foot early with the quality we've got, and let's see how they handle that. He instead just goes, let's be hard to beat. Let's play centre mid up front. Let's sit in a bit. And it's like, what are you doing?
Against Wolves, yeah.
I'm not going to lie, that result, the result was good for Arsenal, but the performance, City will be licking their lips and being like, okay, they're struggling against Wolves at home, do you get what I mean? Let's go out and, perform. That would have definitely gave City some confidence going into the Palace game.
Well, Manchester City.
Everyone's kicking off about City, aren't they? Going like, City aren't at the races. They still don't look at the best. They're still like suspect at the back, blah blah blah, and yet they're sitting 2 points behind. They're just waiting, ready to pounce.
I think the thing with Man City is they've got too much firepower to not be in the conversation, basically.
Yeah.
Which we'll come on to City in a minute. But one thing I do want to ask is so a couple of podcasts ago we asked if Chelsea's record will be beaten by Arsenal. What do we think now? Arsenal have conceded 10.
Absolutely not.
No.
They'll be gone by the end of January.
Yeah.
It'll be gone by Saturday, lads, at 10 p.m. So it'll be gone. Imagine. Give them a little 6-0. No, but of course, though, like as you were alluding to before, Kyle, like they have got a lot of injuries, and they're like the squad looks, it's not unbalanced, because they've got like for like players. But I know what you're saying though, in the sense of like Gabriel's injured, Saliba's injured, and all of a sudden they look rocky.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
He did start against Wolves, by the way.
Did he start in the end? Yeah. Is he back in?
Yeah, I'm starting to get more people back. Like they've even got Jesus is back now for them all. So.
Yeah.
By the way, he's back as well, isn't he?
He hasn't played since January, Jesus, has he? Now that was his first game, wasn't it? Is it?
I think so.
I believe it's like literally been off like 10, 11 months. We're starting to get players back, stuff like that, but the main man's Gabriel, isn't it? Pretty clearly.
No, it is.
Pretty clearly the main man is Gabriel.
It was like a few years ago, wasn't it? It was like everyone saying it's Saliba, but I think it's proven now that it's Gabriel's defence.
Yeah,
Gabriel's the leader, isn't he?
Yes.
He's the leader.
For those trophies.
Yeah, the medical was done, wasn't it? Apparently, according to Gabriel himself. Well, Arsenal have scored 30 goals this season, conceding 10. Just
still good.
In comparison, Manchester City have scored 38 and conceded 16. So City have got that clear dominance and firepower, haven't they? But a lot more shakier defensively than Arsenal. Moving on to City, I predicted them to win anyway, but like I didn't think it would be so convincing as 3-0. I feel like it might have flattered City though a little bit, that 3-0.
Yeah,
it is. I watched bits of it, and Palace were in it. They hit the woodwork, I think, twice.
Yeah, they did.
They had a few good chances at winning a 3-0 game.
So sorry to interrupt. So Palace had 16 shots compared to City's 7. Shots on target though, 4. City had 6 shots on target out of the 7. Just clinical, crucial at crucial times. Now I've just said there that Palace had 16 shots. Only one of them went down as a big chance.
Oh wow!
So that's like obviously 3-0 is a hiding when you look at it on paper, but when you dig through the stats and stuff like that, it looks like Palace are well and truly in it. But City just clinical. Haaland, Foden, just you can't compete with that.
Foden and Haaland, both of them, they're like really banging form. So fair play.
No, they really are.
Massive win for City that as well, because Palace have tended to have their number a fair few times in recent years. Obviously, the cup final just gone. They've beat them quite a few times, probably over the last sort of 6-7 years. So for them to go and, as you say, maybe in the terms of the way the game panned out, they win a 3-0. But once that whistle goes and you go, we've just beat them 3-0, the confidence that must give them going, we've just stepped them aside like they were nothing. When, they've probably been one of City's toughest opponents in recent times in terms of like, how many times they've stumbled against them. Especially when Palace are on the day, they're a tough side for anyone. So That'll give City a real boost. And then especially getting to watch that Arsenal game and going, you know, if Arsenal weren't playing bottom of the league, they would not have got 3 points on Saturday night. Even if they were 19th, they probably wouldn't have got 3 points on Saturday night.
That's the worrying thing for Arsenal, isn't it? So, Steve, I just want to ask you here. So, Thomas Tuchel, I think it was November, said Phil Foden and Jude Bellingham can't play in the same team for England. Who would you choose?
Oh, I'd probably, I don't know. I don't watch much of Bellingham. I just know he's unbelievable.
Well, let me give you a few little stats on Bellingham. So, Phil Foden scored 7 goals in the league and assisted twice. So, you know, he's coming alive, and especially this last 6 weeks, I would say. Would we agree in the last 6 weeks? Foden, he's just came alive in out of nowhere. Jude Bellingham, he's played 5 games less than Foden, but he's scored 3 and assisted 3. But on that current form, you sort of, I wouldn't personally, but like you're leaning towards Foden, aren't you?
If he carries on the way he is, then yeah, you probably do give him the nod, and then probably have that healthy competition of like if you don't do well, you're dropped. Especially with it being knockout football, and you've got 60 minutes to go and score a goal or get an assist if you're off. With that sort of mentality. But yeah, if he carries on, then you have to sort of put Foden in that role, don't you?
Yeah, he's looked. I'll be the first to hold my hands up and say about Foden, I weren't convinced at the beginning of the season. On one of our podcasts while I was away, I was watching Foden against Brentford, I think it was, and he was so wasteful. Just like, you know, like, come on. Like, we need more from you. Even just as like a football fan, like, we need more from you. Like, you're a Pep Guardiola player. You've won so much already in the game. But nah, this last 6 weeks, like, he's unbelievable. And funnily enough,
he says, him and Pep said against Palace he didn't have the greatest game, which, you know, he's got a goal, but not had the greatest game. So it's like, okay, so you're going to take it another step. Now you're going to take it up a level.
Once more, doesn't he? Once more. City's next game in the Premier League is against West Ham at the Etihad, which I'm sure we'll do some predictions for, but just judging off how West Ham are defending lately, that could be a bit ugly for them, given City's form. Given City's form in front of goal and their efficiency.
It should be
no one knew he'll do a job there also.
He always does, seemingly, like. He always does. Jay, you said to me before you can see Man City winning the league.
I can. Just the momentum that they've got. I think someone mentioned it on the podcast. It might have been you, Andy, that Arsenal would not want City behind them because obviously City have done it before. City have got, you know what I mean? They're capable of winning, like 15 games on the spin. Do you know what I mean? And putting the pressure right on Arsenal. And I think with the momentum they've got, and not only that, Haaland, I think Haaland's a big factor for them. I think I can see Man City winning this league. Just down.
But they're only 2 points behind Arsenal.
That's what it's in their hands, isn't it? Technically, City beat Arsenal in the rest of the games doing the league.
That's it.
Arsenal have got a very tricky game coming up. You know, to come to Merseyside.
They really have. Didn't they drop points at Goodison Park last season? Arsenal.
1-1 it was, yeah. And Jai scored a penalty.
Obviously, they lost at Anfield this season. Arsenal do not like Merseyside. They really don't, especially when they need to win as well, when it's a like pressure game. So
don't say that. Don't say that.
I could see them dropping points.
Well, moving on then from City and Arsenal, Sunderland, Newcastle. What are we saying?
What a game!
What are we saying? Just a quick one though before we get stuck into it. Sunderland had no English players in their starting 11 versus Newcastle for the first time ever in that fixture. That's the first time that not even one English player was featured in that derby.
Well, according to Jay, he had fucking Dan Ballard playing, so he could have had that. Nah, but it's one of them, innit? Like they always say. So I think Newcastle lads, obviously that Dan Burn, didn't he? Lewis Miley, so people from the area, from their academy.
Yeah.
But credit to the Sunderland players more than anything. Like they've took that on and went, no, like this is a massive game for us. We need to perform. I think it was like a proper old-fashioned terms of,
Happy, weren't it?
Yeah, I think also both teams are a bit too cautious. Both teams didn't want to lose the game, understandably.
Yeah.
So when you got into the final third, they just want to go for the safe options. They want to lose the ball and then, on a counter attack, concede. Before the Newcastle wingers were awful.
Elanga and Gordon.
Yeah.
I
He could have
agree.
done a lot better against that Sunderland defence. Like, just to cause more problems, just run at them a lot more. I remember one moment with Gordon, he tried to take on Michele and just got bodied by him. It's like, it's a derby, you've got to be well strong, you've got to be, taking it round them, or even like just doing what he normally does, knock a past them and dive. But none of that, is just, they weren't up for it for some reason. I think the two wingers.
I don't think Elanga's been up for it all season, has he?
No, he's been awful.
No.
It's
like he's found his level at being at Forest, that sort of.
At Forest, yeah.
I think also it's like more Forest seems to be more counter attacking at that time. So his pace on that counter attack was perfect for them. Whereas Newcastle, I don't think they are suited for a counter attack, but they want to get on the ball a lot more. I don't think he's suited for that.
Yeah, well, you never know.
He got that assist against us, didn't he? When they hit us on the break down the right hand side, he popped it into Voltemade, and obviously he put it over Pickford and into the net. And that, to me, highlights what you're saying. Like the fact that I think that his only assist, or one of two max, surely. And it's come in a situation where it's just been played to him wide. We've been caught out numbers wise, and he's just had to take a touch, pop it inside, and let the striker do the rest.
Yeah. Put into context also, Dan Burn's got
that
more
is right. Sorry, by the way, Kyle. One assist he's got in 16 games. That was against Everton, obviously.
Yeah, Charity FC.
But on the whole, though, scrappy game, weren't it? You were saying before, Kyle, about a bit of a disappointment.
Yeah, and you know what? It's probably a bit unfair to brandish it that, because like you said, a game like that, you got to do what you got to do. Take the game as it comes. But I think, and again, blame the media. It was so hyped up. Obviously, it's the first one in, is it 7 years in the league?
In the league, I think it was 7 or 8 years. Yeah.
Yeah, 2018 when Sunderland went down, I think, weren't it? Obviously, they've only just come back. So the hype around it, obviously the rivalry and the passion that both the sets of fans have, and the clashes we've seen from the fans in the past, and
the horse punching.
Yeah, and by in all accounts from what I've seen on Twitter, the fans lived up to their side. There was some decent little scraps after the game and that in the city centre and stuff. But yeah, I think the game was a bit boring, considering some of the quality that both sides have shown this season. More so Sunderland, because I think Sunderland have been the better side this season so far, and have showed a lot more. Newcastle have been very, very poor away and very stop-start. I just expected a bit more quality from both sides. There just weren't a lot on show, but fantastic header to win the game. Like, it was just a shame that
in the wrong end. Well, that win for Sunderland leaves them 4 points clear of Newcastle. Sunderland are into 7th, same amount of points as Liverpool, Jay, and Newcastle at 12th. Struggling, aren't they? 6 wins, 4 draws, 6 defeats. Bit weird, isn't it? For Newcastle standards, how good they've been.
Yeah, no, I agree with Kyle. It's very stop-start, isn't it, from them this season? You've like maybe won 2 games on the bounce and then you'll lose 2 or 1. Do you know what I mean? It's just not at it. That's all.
Very, very inconsistent. Which is
They
worrying
concede
for
a
them,
lot
to
of
be
late
honest.
goals as well. They concede a
Yeah, they
lot of
do.
late goals. I think they're in the. They're either the. I think I might have seen a stat the other day. I don't know if they're the worst team for dropping points when winning, but they're definitely in that top 5 for most points thrown away from winning positions. Yeah,
Yeah, they are.
They're supposed to have, this mega defense. The 2 fullbacks are supposed to be really great. Dan Burn, Malik Chow, Botman when he's fit, and they just can't seem to see anything else.
Well, they've got a tricky couple of games coming up, Newcastle. So in the Carabao Cup, they play Fulham on Wednesday, and then they've got Chelsea on Saturday, and then the week after they play United away.
Ooh.
So it's a tough few games coming up for them, and then they go to Burnley again. They should beat Burnley, in all honesty. But Burnley will be scrapping. They'll be fighting for the lives, won't they? So
we're getting to that
keep
point
an eye.
now where you need to start putting points on the board, otherwise
you're gone.
You're going to be breathing rather heavy when you look at the league table.
So keep an eye on that one anyway. Keep an eye on Newcastle. Last but certainly not least, Aston Villa. Aston Villa 3, West Ham 2. West Ham took the lead twice, 1-0 and 2-1. Again, what is going on at West Ham? Seriously, like
another own goal also for them.
Yeah. It's just calamitous, isn't it? It's calamitous, and like the stats are reading that they played quite well, and on the eye test they were okay, but they're just not clinical enough. They're not clinical enough in front of goal.
You don't associate Nuno with this type of thing either. Nuno teams are normally quite defensively sound and got a real structure at the back, and then build from that. I know maybe at times Nuno's teams have been accused of maybe not being filled with enough goals. Obviously, Forest last season maybe the exception to that, but like you say, it seems to be a bit backwards. They seem to have found the boots in front of goal and have picked it up in terms of that, but they just can't seem to keep anyone out. And once you let Villa back into a game, especially twice,
they smell blood.
As that game wears on and Villa can utilise their bench, which is well better than West Ham's, the tide's always going to turn towards the end, last 15, 20 minutes. And, great that Villa managed to find a winner for themselves, obviously. Like I said before, 9 on the spin in all comps. They're joint top of the Europa League with, I think, 2 other teams. I think it is all on 15 points. They put themselves in an unbelievable position to crack on in January in the new year and get that Champions League spot that they were robbed of at the end of last season.
Well, this is what I was going to say. Steve in particular. So Aston Villa hadn't scored a goal in their first 5 Premier League games, and they're now sitting third on 33 points, 1 point behind Manchester City. They've actually lost 1 less than Man City as well. How good are Villa? Seriously, and how far can they go? Can they finish third or even second?
Well, if they've got Morgan Rogers in the team the way he's playing, they can do anything, mate. Like at this moment, but I mean, especially with Unai Emery, that works too. Do you know what I mean? But they could go far. I think they could qualify for the top 4.
Steve, what are you saying?
Yeah, I can see them getting third. You seem to have, the right players in the right positions, hitting form at the right times. So it was a slow start, but it seemed like they're getting Ollie Watkins back to his usual self, and then they've even got the likes of Buendia, who looks a danger coming off the bench. And then the defence, they always seem, even at the start of the season, that they had a strong defence. the only worry is obviously their goal difference compared to everyone else's around there. Is I think it's 4 less than Chelsea's, and then obviously massively different compared to the top 2. But I think it's going to be like a race between, I think, Villa and Chelsea for third.
Yeah.
Might see maybe United and Liverpool try and challenge for that spot, but yeah, at the moment they are leading the race, obviously, and I do think they have enough to continue. It's just probably if injuries hit them, because obviously the European games that they also have, it's if they can keep everyone fully fit, really,
Yeah, and also
I think the other killer for them could be PSR. They were quite strong in the summer, weren't they? So they might not be able to attack.
They had to sell
January,
Jacob Ramsey, didn't they? Yeah.
I think that's
so they might not be able to attack January like some other sides could. So
yeah,
I think it's worthwhile for them though, because you look at the likes of Liverpool, like when they signed, the best striker, 2 strikers, a winger, both fullbacks. You've got them go a big summer. What's he compared to Villa's? It was more like, right, we've got our squad. Let's continue to work with each other on the training pitch. Get 1 or 2 more people into the team, and just keep doing what we can do, and like keep going the way that we know how to play. Not sort of. See, I'm not saying Liverpool desperately to go and sign more players, but it does seem like they've gone and signed too many, and it's what's that saying? Like too many cooks just have spoiled the broth.
Spoiled the broth. That's the one. Aston Villa are giving me like Villarreal vibes in La Liga, to be honest. Like they are very good. Like Villarreal literally 3rd as well, well in front of 4th, and just like they've got 2 games in hand on Real Madrid, and obviously Aston Villa haven't got that. But yeah, just similarities. Obviously, Unai Emery's managed both as well. They're giving me them vibes, and I think they can well and truly get Champions League. Why? I mean, the only way that they're not getting Champions League is literally because of themselves. They are there. Do you know what I mean? Talking about people that are there, Morgan Rogers is 100% going to the World Cup, isn't he? With England.
Yeah, he has to.
He'd be shocked if he didn't.
He has to go. He's got the most goals for Villa this season in the league, and he's got the most assists for Villa in the league as well. What a player. What a player. Again, so promising for England that. Just moving forward as a nation, going into future tournaments. And on that note, give me your goals of the week. Jay, we'll start with you.
Yeah, go ahead. Simple for me. FPK. His first one. Thought the finish was lovely.
Oh yeah, obviously. No,
obviously. I was torn between 2, but no, yeah, that picture for me.
What do you reckon, Steve? What's your goal of the week?
I'm going to give it to Rodgers' winner, the second one.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah.
That's what I was hoping you'd say, Jay. Make me look better, you know what I mean?
Yeah, clean finish, wasn't
it? Yeah, it was lovely. Lovely. No keepers saving those, I don't think. Kyle? Maybe pictures.
Well, I haven't really seen any of the football this week, obviously due to being in work all weekend. So I'm gonna be that weird guy and say the goal of the week is gonna come in about an hour.
For United or Bournemouth?
United. So make sure you tune in.
Okay, and who's scoring it? If you get all this right, by the way, if whoever you say scores a screamer, we'll give you 1 point on the prediction table.
Go ahead.
I'm at Diallo screamer.
Okay, if that happens, then you get an extra point.
Yeah, we all agree.
I think that's fair. I think it's fair just to add a bit of, Eubank Senior spice to the occasion. I'm going Sangare against Spurs, me. What a goal. What a finish. I thought we haven't even spoken about Spurs. We haven't really got much time to, but they are regressing under Thomas Frank. It's not looking good at all. Nottingham Forest, they've been worried about changing manager and going down that much. It's been unbelievable, and they've had like 3 managers basically this season, haven't they? Nuno, Ange and now Sean Dyche, of course, but to go and beat Spurs 3-0, there is big problems at Spurs.
Obviously, we've got it first hand how Sean Dyche is getting absolutely battered by Everton and then going absolutely battered in Tottenham the week after.
No, it is. Yeah. It is. That's literally how it goes with Dyche. And then maybe probably next week they'll lose 1-0 at home to like Fulham or something. And you're like, what is going on here?
It's nuts, but Forest fans strap in because
it's up and down. But when you play, when the teams play well, they play well. I'll give them that. You know what I mean? Obviously, that's the most cliche thing ever.
I think also Spurs didn't help the occasion. They were atrocious. Like the first goal, the second, both got like the first and the second goal. Oh my god! Like it's diabolical defending and goalkeeping.
Do you reckon Salafranco gets sacked this season?
Yeah, I reckon he might be next to go.
Yeah, he's in the final line, big time.
I don't know, because the ownership situation at Tottenham's still a bit up in the air. In terms of there's people wanting to step down, there's bids going on constantly, and in those type of situations, they tend not to make changes on the in case the sale goes through, and then the new owners come in and make their decision. But I don't know. I'd like to see them stick with him because we've seen the job he did for Brentford. I'd like to see managers get time. So I'd like to see him get some time, see out the season. And let's be honest, if Ange Postecoglou got to see out last season, then Thomas Frank 100% deserves to get to see out this season.
Yeah, that's fair.
They can't be far off having more points than they got last season already.
I think they're on the same. I want to say. I think they were like 9th though under Ange this time last season.
Yeah.
From what I read earlier today. All right, then before we wrap up, I'll go through the predictions table. So Steer's top on 34. I am second, 30. Jay third, and Kyle also joint third on 28.
Told you all that deficit was getting and I was coming for you. And you all laughed at me. But you're not laughing now, are you?
We'll see. We will see.
Still laughing, to be fair. But if Diallo raps in a screamer, we might be in a bit of bother.
I will.
If Diallo raps in a screamer, then we're publishing that new league table as soon as the goal goes in, because Jay will be rock bottom.
Scored, by the way.
Who scored?
Diallo's just scored.
Has he actually?
He's just scored.
No way. Oh, let's see if it's a screamer. Though we need to check if it's a screamer.
Come on. So who was ours? Rodgers, Etiquetes, and Sangara's. It's got to be one of them. Oh, it's gonna be better than Etiquetes.
Nah,
that's fair though. If it's better than Etiquetes, that's what he gets for picking Etiquetes.
No, it was a cool finish.
Here's where it's a little tapping from a yard out.
I'm just trying to watch the replay of it now. But I'll tell you what though, what a shot! You should have done that first goal on the little dabble. Not to publicise betting, by the way, but we should have.
If you're listening dabble, then hit us up for a little sponsorship. We've all got accounts, so
we do all have accounts thanks to a certain Dingle member. I'm just having a look at this goal now. I'm sorry, Kyle. It's potentially offside, and it's not a screamer.
If it's potentially offside, it doesn't count.
Yeah, I mean it's just a header. It's a header in the 6-yard box.
You can't say that because it's potentially offside, it doesn't count, because if you give the goal, then it's not offside.
100% not offside, but it's a header inside the 6-yard box, open goal. It's not a screamer, I'm afraid.
That's not a screamer.
There's still time. He can score again.
It's true. No, it is true. And on that absolute weird sorcery from Kyle, we're ending this podcast.
Yeah, go ahead.
Goodbye.
Take it easy, everyone.
Take it easy, guys. Thank you. Peace and love.